Shall I ring for tea?" Did one give tea to an officer of the law? Etiquette training never included such situations. Probably the proper etiquette was not to be involved with an officer of the law at all. "Lady Isabel." He drew a chair from the opposite end of the room to sit directly facing her. "I'd like to know why you summoned me." He looked large and rough in the delicate antique chair, with its white-painted wood and decorative carving. Like Isabel, he was neither tall nor short, but where Isabel dressed carefully in the latest fashions, Callum Jenks was everything frank and stark. Today he wore a plain dark coat and waistcoat, buff breeches and boots nearly black, a cravat simply tied. A gentleman or a tradesman? One could not tell. Beside him, Isabel felt thoroughly impractical. She wore a demure half-mourning gown of grey muslin spotted in black, with long sleeves and a small ruffle about the wrists. Her dark brown hair was dressed in a style straight from a lady's magazine. The overall effect was elegant and decorative, although not comfortable in the least. She fought the urge to squirm on her seat. The fact was, the reason she had summoned him was far more uncomfortable even than her gown. She would have to introduce the subject carefully. "I asked you here," she said, "because it is more private than calling on you at the Bow Street court. You see, I want to hire you for a case in a personal capacity." He regarded her for a long moment. Then his gaze wandered upward, as if piercing through the ceiling to the chamber in which he'd begun his previous investigation. "This particular case does not involve death in any way," Isabel added. "That is generally to be preferred." When he looked at her again, she could not help but smile. Jenks had a way of holding his mouth when he finished speaking, as if he had more to say, but had halted himself on the brink of an injudicious statement. Once, only once, Isabel had got him to admit exactly what was on his mind. "I had better show you the letters first," she decided, standing. Jenks rose to his feet at once, mannerly as any marquess.